Sean Taylor with Extraordinary Acoustics, joined by Carrick, who is our resident guest player. We're comparing the old 314, which is an X-Brace model, and the new one, which is the B class, with a very big surprise that came on to us when we came in the shop today. We weren't expecting it to have the advanced performance bracing, and Andy Powers and Taylor have given every piece of technology we have into the new 3 Series. The 314, you'll be able to hear the comparisons, but we want to talk about this a little bit and point out some of the differences for you first. Carrick, if you would show them the old one.
Good.
And it's a beautiful guitar. And very basic snowflake pattern on the fretboard inlays, and straightforward bracing. Nice looking guitar. Now on the new one, we'll find that in typical Andy Powers fashion, he's pulled out all the stops. So you got up in the headstock, there's a new inlay, and that is turned on its side, becomes the same inlay that we have on the fretboard. The angled bracing that has only been found in the 800 and 600 series is in this as well, and that makes a huge difference between what these guitars can produce. Carrick just got done playing a little bit for us. What were your impressions of the differences between them?
I gotta say, I was pretty blown away with all the stops that Andy Powers put out on this guitar. Not only aesthetically, I really like the new inlays that they have. You can notice, that it's flipped up here on the headstock. It's gorgeous. It just feels really well, but the sound, I think, was the big deal. As John mentioned earlier, this is the new V class, which blew me away already. I've played some V classes, just the way they are, but with the forward shifted bracing on this, it was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Andy Powers has been very selective about what guitars the AP went into for advanced performance bracing. He started off with the 8 series, and they touched the side. And when he did the 6, they didn't quite touch the side. They stopped about a half inch before it. And it made the back float. And I asked him about that. I was like, how come you didn't go back and put that floating back into the others in the 8 series? And he said that rosewood couldn't handle that much of a gap, but that the maple could, and apparently so can Sapele now. But the difference, in my experience, made for much greater dynamics and responsiveness in the guitar. And I know I was playing that one when it first arrived. Like you, I was just blown away at the differences and just the comparison. Why don't you show them on the old one, just do a couple 3 chords, and then right back, switch over to the other ones. They get a quick idea of the distinction.
Okay.
Bad guitar, very nice solid wood instrument, a good entry level for the solid wood guitars. But new customers and those who are getting their first B class are going to be very well rewarded by this.
Okay.
Is blatantly obvious. That's still ringing out.
I can still hear it.
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's not muddying. And in fingerstyle, I think it's neat that we can do both with this guitar easily. Give me a little bit of your impressions, the differences that make up the difference between the two.
Gotta say, I've been extremely impressed with the V class. It's just a whole new series of guitar. There's just something very special about it in the way that Andy Powers developed this new series. As we talked about earlier, the expression with this guitar, the notes seem to last longer. There's just so much clarity in the difference between this style and the old style. I gotta say, I'm blown away.
I would say that this is a good guitar for pretty much any level of player. I would probably stop a little bit short of saying it's as good as the 614, but it's hard to argue with a guitar that can do that much that well, from the ranked beginner all the way through to a professional. I would play that guitar on stage in front of 1,000 people or 10,000, or record it and not be worried about it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the type of guitar that you want to go gig with, especially with the ES2 Expression Electronics. It's just, I mean, not only that, but the inlays too, you get a little bit of a flash, which I think is pretty cool. Something, you know, that was missing from the older guitars. He pulled out all the stops for the 300 series. I don't know where they're going to go from here.
Always up. Taylor is just a great company, make great guitars, and I'm honored to have a showroom dealership with them. Carrick, thanks so much for coming in and playing these for us.
Yep, thanks for having me.